Hello to my Libras. All right, Libras, let's get right into your reading. We're coming up on a full moon in Sagittarius. Sagittarius rules ninth house. So ninth house is all about higher education, philosophy, law, religion, travel, ethics, and morals, personal beliefs, spiritual beliefs. So we're going to get into it. A couple of questions. Right? So surrounding this full moon that we have in Sagittarius. All these readings are timeless, so this is a general reading. Take only what resonates with you. If it doesn't resonate, doesn't resonate. Take only what resonates with you. So only what resonates with you, and you. So let's get into it. All right. Trying to see. Okay, so we're trying to set the tone. Oh, okay, that car went flying. Where that? Okay, that must have been flying over there before we even turned the camera on. Car with wings. All right, so anyway, here we go. Close out the cycle in love. You're closing out a cycle in love, right? Not closing out any cycles in hate, but you're closing out cycles in love, right? So let's get an angel card, an angel number. Mm-hmm. All right. So let's get into it. Let's get into it. All righty. 315, declutter life. So create mental space. Create mental space. So somebody is speaking things into existence in terms of love, right? And I'm talking about like agape love, right? So you're speaking something into existence in terms of love. And somebody is kind of learning how to be like independent, kind of going it alone. Like meaning that when you're somebody's like a lot, you have an innate spiritual understanding of something. Um, of just kind of sort of like when because your sign rules seventh house, right? So seventh house is about marriage, relationships, partnerships, business, contracts, inner desires, and also enemies. Like when you really studying cards, and we write I mean astrology, like houses and birth charts and things like that. And so you don't want to be your own worst enemy. So somebody is learning how to speak into existence being alone. See this one right here, going on a journey alone. What does that feel like? Your polarity sign is Aries. Aries is a pretty independent zodiac sign. We're not talking about a person that's in Aries, right? We're talking about the zodiac sign that rules first house. So first house is all about personality, temperament, appearance, self image, first impression, self awareness, outlook on life. And so right now, the judgment card is a retrograde. So you could have come from a family where people, you saw a lot of relationships in your family, even if you saw one energy in a relationship always have someone's back, but then you saw another energy doing something behind someone's back. They were just staying in the relationship, just doing the most, right? Karmic. Right here. This is the generational cycle, curse, or chain that you're breaking. 3 plus 1 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. Right? You're creating something different. You have made this. You have made a decision. You are not staying in karmic relationships. You are not staying chain because it's a chain reaction. Chain react. If you have kids, it's a chain reaction. They end up in karmic relationship. It's like a 50-50 chance. It could be. So source is saying you're decluttering your life. So creating mental space, your state of mind is a direct reflection of your physical space. Your angels are signaling, excuse me, to you that work needs to be done here. The time is right to declutter your space as a way to also declutter your mind. Take an inventory of the room you are currently in Is there one thing that you can clean, store, donate, recycle, or throw away? Yeah. So like if you grew up in a family where, you know, trigger warning, the men cheated on the women or the women cheated on the men and all that kind of stuff, or they both were cheating on each other and stuff was going on behind people's backs and people was just in karmic relationship, all bringing all kinds of spirits in the house, and it was just a bunch of chaos and confusion. Because remember, again, Aries is your polarity sign, right? Aries is ruled by Mars, the Tower card. Mars is a fighting planet. It's an energy planet, but it's the planet of action and assertion. That's the light side of it. But it's also a masculine planet. It's a fighting planet, lots of energy where people could jump to conclusions, all that kind of thing, right? They could have beliefs about, men can do certain things that women can't do, that kind of thing. So somebody in this year of 9 is like learning more about, like, you're educating yourself in certain, you know in increasing your knowledge when it comes to talking about love, like somebody's learning their love language, that kind of thing. So let's get into your reading. Let's get in. Just again, take only what resonates with you. You could have been in a company of a low vibrating Libra that shows you, hey, all Libras are not the same. That could have really helped you to stop saying Team Libra. Somebody's now starting to say Team High Vibrating Libra, especially if you evolve to somebody who's high vibrating. We're not talking about perfection. Somebody who's, whatever your frequency is, whatever frequency you're on. So, what truth is being illuminated for Libra? What truth is being illuminated for Libra, source? What truth is being illuminated for Libra? The truth is being illuminated for Libra. Six of Wands here. Yeah. Yeah. So something about you is that your truth is being illuminated for you is that you are used to kind of sort of being the center of attention, right? Your sign literally sits in the middle of the your sign literally sits in the middle of the other zodiac signs. It rules seventh house. So you already feel complete. Seven is spiritually is the number for completion. You already feel complete. So that may have just solved the whole reading for somebody right there. Somebody could be like, what, you know what? A bell just went off. You know what? I do feel complete. So people telling you that you just want to be the center of attention, you can't help it that you're smart and you have an eye for aesthetically pleasing people, places, and things. You really can't help it. That's just how you're wired, for real. That's just, I mean, so somebody is kind of putting an end to, that's how you're balancing out your own internal scales. That's where your somebody's confidence level is increasing. Somebody's learning how to use their first house, even though Aries rules first house, you're using your sign in your first house because people have misunderstood you. Somebody has misunderstood you that you like being the center of attention. You just have an eye. I mean, somebody just has an eye for seeing things. And that's why somebody's getting awards, recognition, good news, being the boss, victorious, you're successful. You just have an eye for things. But it's not just for you, it's because somebody's heart is in the right place. Like you have a heart to see. If you can see it for you, you see it for other people. And that's why people like to see you on stage because people see, okay, this person is fair minded. They're not just looking just for self. They trying to bring other people along with them. Like, they're independent, but they trying to bring other people along with them. So something has come to an end. Like, it really is. I feel like somebody is really no respecter of person. So whatever people thought about you before, they don't think that now. They don't think that. Something about your energy, people were really thinking, oh, this person just wants to be the center of attention. They make it all about them. They had this very divisive spirit. No, no, you're very fair minded. Something about your energy is like if you saw yourself on stage, you see other people on stage too. You want everybody to shine. Like that's it's like somebody saying you see people's light inside of them. So you're trying to pull everybody up on stage with you in a healthy way. You want other people to be able to say, so you're decluttering your life and you're creating mental space. Somebody is really operating in the spirit of love. So somebody is ending this sort of obsession with feeling like they have to be in a relationship with somebody. You've already made enough sacrifices. This is right here, hangman. So you're not delusional. Somebody is very wise. Somebody's made a lot of sacrifices for other people. Now you're saying, but you've also been sacrificed by other people. Some people have sacrificed you, and so that's the end. That's over. Those days are over where people have sacrificed you. You praying for some people's strength. Yes, people already see how strong people see how strong you are and what you've endured. But now you're praying for other people's strength because you've broken a cycle. Somebody has broken a cycle. You're praying for other people's strength. You're decluttering your life. People thought you want to be the center of attention. No, you want the same thing for other people. That's somebody's heart. You just have an eye for things, right? You do. You have an eye for what's gonna, kind of like for the people. Here we have the Four of Wands here. So somebody is very responsible. This is a 4 and 6 is 10. Somebody is a very responsible energy. You kind of carry your own weight. Somebody's not just sitting back waiting for somebody else to create something for you. You're creating something for yourself. That's why you're decluttering. Somebody's creating mental space. Because something about you're creating something else to help strengthen people, to really help strengthen people who've made some sacrifices in the past. To recognize that ancestors made sacrifices too. So you're like, okay, why are you still grieving and mourning something that your ancestors already sacrificed for you to believe in your dreams again? Why are you doing that? You just feel like your back is against the wall. Why aren't you tapping into those resources that your ancestors gifted you with? You inherited some gifts. Why aren't you tapping into those resources? And so source is saying you're tap in. Like somebody is tap in. Like you're really tapped in spiritually. Every time you feel like your back is against the wall with something, you just go straight into creating. So King of Wands here. And people are watching that. People are seeing like this person, so whoever you are very much in tune with your seventh house, very much in tune. Somebody is not going back to being their own worst enemy anymore by just jumping into a relationship. Somebody would rather be by themselves until you feel like you're structured, ready to go. You're taking your time getting everything structured. And this here we have the Two of Wands here. So you're waiting on the results for something. You're making some decisions about some things. Somebody could be um, planning on traveling. Something you're doing. You're waiting on some results for something. So, but Source has your back. Source has your back. The Creator, Source, God, Most High God has your back. But you could be waiting on some results for something. Like you and somebody could be waiting on some results for something, but here we have the Queen of Pentacles here. Um, y'all could be on two separate. You and somebody could be apart right now, but you waiting on some results for you for something. They could be waiting on some results for them for something or whatever. But you're quite resourceful. Yeah, you're quite resourceful. You have already gone down that path. You've already gone down some kind of a path of possibly that something has ended for you, like in terms of just a bunch of clutter in your space. In terms of relationships where things have just been really, really cluttered, where you've just been so busy and overwhelmed, right? So here we have the Page of Cups here. So someone is sending you a message that they love you really deep, like their love for you is really deep. Um, so when you feel like your back is against the wall or you feel unfulfilled in some way, shape, form, or fashion, someone wants you to know how deep their love is for you. Mm-hmm. Yeah, somebody wants you to know how deep their love is for you. Here we have the Two of Pentacles here, and I feel like you're trying to balance things out right now, both a healthy work life balance. Looking at your cards here, like I said, you're trying to declutter your life to some degree. But somebody's saying that you're very responsible. Something about you moving around a lot that's going to end. That has ended for you. Um, People who have said they have your back in the past, and people may have your back, but you got to also somebody with now. What's most important for somebody is that that Source has your back, and to look at it from a positive standpoint of people saying that they have your back is now your mindset could be instead of thinking in it in a negative sense, somebody is thinking in a positive sense. Like for real, like people can't be everywhere all the time because they have a life too. So you're not thinking of something always in a negative sense. Like you're thinking like, oh, I can't trust. I've been there for so and so on those, but when it was time for them to be there for me, they were nowhere to be found. Stuff happens. Um, People get married, people have kids, people get caught up at work. You know, they may have said they're going to be somewhere, they're going to meet you for dinner at a certain time, but then their manager says, hey, I need you to stay over for work. I mean, it's just a whole lot of things that somebody can't have your back, you know, during a particular time. So I feel like somebody is going back to giving people the benefit of the doubt first before you think the worst, right? So that's where the death of something happened. It's like, okay, something is ending, you're traveling light, you're not carrying all of that heavy baggage with you, like spiritual baggage with you of thinking the worst about people. Somebody's in a very high vibrational positive headspace and you're just praying for two people's strength. You're just praying for two people's strength um, as you continue to move on and stay focused. Is it 10 of Pentacles here? Yeah. So something is part of your legacy. You're building a legacy. You and somebody are building a legacy. Um, And like I said, you're quite resourceful, but you're building a legacy. And here we have the Knight of Swords here. You're a fast thinking person. You're somebody is very focused. I'm talking about you. You're very focused, and this is what you have in common with people. Once you realize, okay, you can. That could have been a fear for somebody. Somebody could have been fearful of like if you're not in a relationship with somebody where somebody is helping you to carry a load. You could have felt like, okay, you know, something wasn't going to work for you. But once somebody got to a point where they realized, okay, you can do this, you're strong, you can handle something, dream big, right? It's not, you're not delusional to want to do something, you know, to kind of sort of, you know, kind of, I feel like somebody could be traveling by themselves. Somebody could be like, you know, like staying focused, like trying new things by themselves. Somebody could be the Four of Wands here could mean um, some kind of, you could be going to somebody's wedding. Um, it either could be you may not be getting married, but you could actually be going to someone's wedding by yourself, right? You could be going to a homecoming by yourself. You could be going to celebrations by yourself. You could be going to like community events by yourself. Something about you building up a confidence of doing things and staying focused, you know, when you're by yourself, like this confidence that you were able to do a lot of things on your own by yourself, even though people may have felt like your back was against the wall or like, you know, you felt unfulfilled or whatever, but you were able to do some things on your own, like something just really, you just like somebody tapped in and really, that's how you're able to close out cycles in love. Here's the Six of Cups right here, because you don't look like what you've been through. You don't look like what you've been through at all. Yeah. You and somebody don't look like what you've been through. And um, so here's the Ten of Swords here, because the energies really thought that you were going to tap out behind closed doors. Like you were going to have some complete and painful ending, rock bottom, failure, collapse, defeat, all of that, right? And so somebody just learned how to tap into source, like really just your head nose to the ground and just tap in, right? Like somebody stop talking about whatever nightmares you've been going through. Somebody raised your frequency, you raised your frequency, you started closing out cycles in love. Like somebody just didn't even want to carry all that heaviness on your, you know, on your shoulders or on your back. Somebody was just very positive and kept their vibrations high and just said, you know what, you're, you're not, you, it's not like carrying that, something about like that energy of death on your spirit. Like, you know, somebody's just walking around like they were just grieving all the time. Like it was just this heaviness, you know, when you came, it's like almost like coming around and people was like, oh God, here comes so-and-so. Okay, look busy. And I'm not saying this to be funny, but that's just somebody who's like carrying around with them. It's like, okay, do we need to, you know, pray for that person's strength? And so something was sent back, um, possibly to, you know, an energy who thought that was wishing something on you. Some energies may have been wishing something on you, and something was sent back. They could have wished, death on your marriage. They could have wished death on your job, something, them things in your personal, your professional life, but that energy was sent right back because something about you came out once your back was against the wall. Something about you came out, you tap in, and this new energy emerged. Like something that this is the good news is like you're a dreamer, something, some kind of happy surprise. You tapped into something that you remembered that was nostalgic to you in your childhood, like your innocence, like all the gifts that were passed down to you. Somebody just started tapping in, like, oh my God, I forgot I knew how to do this. That's right. Let me get back to that. I know how to do this. It was like the levee broke. For real, like somebody levee broke, that all of a sudden it just started, like all of these ideas started coming to you, like somebody literally took out an ink pen and a notepad and just started writing down all these ideas. They just coming to you. So that's why I talk about journaling so much. So that's what all of this right here. And somebody's responsible, somebody can handle it all. But that's why source is saying declutter, because all these ideas are coming back to you, and this is what's nostalgic to you. You don't even have room to even hold on to negative memories. At this point, you're purging all of that. You're flushing all of that out. As you got too many creative ideas. Somebody has an eye for beauty, aesthetically beautiful things. Something about your energy is so tapped in. This rebirth, you powerful. That's all I can say. Powerful. It's gonna be crazy. And I'm saying that, y'all know what I'm saying in a good way. Somebody has no choice but to close out a cycle in love. That's the frequency that you want. Yeah. So anybody that said you want to be on the center stage, okay, you want them to be on the whatever center stage of their life too. You want them to find their purpose. You want them to be in their, somebody's basically somebody's saying, you want to be in 10th house. 10th house, um, 10th house is career, life goals, achievement, public image, father image, masculine energy, social status, fame. It's like somebody is basically saying you're competing with your father. Like basically somebody saying whoever you are, if you're a man or woman, it doesn't really matter. Somebody, you're competing with your father, or you'd be competing with your son. Like somebody is competing with a man. Like somebody's trying to be a man. Like somebody is too much in their masculine energy. But really, it's not even toxic. Somebody is just a very responsible energy who's able to do it alone. If when you decide to be in a relationship, because it's already divine masculine energy, where some people don't understand the difference between divine masculine and toxic masculine, divine feminine and toxic feminine energy, for you, it won't matter because you're operating in the spirit of love. You're operating in the spirit of love. You don't wish the end on anybody, just that level of grief. You wouldn't wish that on anybody. You wouldn't wish that on anybody. But somebody is too busy talking about you're competing, and that's what they're feeding into. If that's what they're feeding into anybody, like you're competing, or you feel like you hit the jackpot, your wish is being fulfilled. Somebody swear up and down that you're competing with somebody. It's like, but you hit the jackpot. Yeah, and you're not a fool. Yeah, that's why you this yellow dress right here with this amethyst. You're this is divine masculine energy. But here's the thing: the reason before this card even came out, I already knew it. Before when I first pulled these cards right here, this amethyst right here is crown chakra. The same energy that you want for you is what you want for everybody else. You want people to take a leap of faith. You want them to be in the fold and upright. You want everybody to leave distractions behind and come through life light. Come travel through life light. Leave all the distractions behind and live life to the fullest. For real, march to the beat of their own drum. That's the frequency that you're on. That's what you have in common. That's what you and somebody have in common. That y'all may not have, y'all may not be speaking, whatever. Y'all may have gone through some nightmares. Um, but that's what somebody wants. That's what you and somebody have in common. It's like you want people to adjust their crown. That's what you decluttering your life for. So yeah, so hey, with Eight of Pentacles, you want people to have multiple streams of income. Where some people, like I said before, they trying to tie people to somebody's trying to use something against you and somebody else to further their income. So it's like, and so you know who's responsible for doing that, like trying to tie people into you know who's responsible for a nightmare. creating nightmares in people's lives. Yeah, the seed for them runs real deep when it comes to money. It's a karmic couple. Yeah, so when it comes to money, they don't care how they grow the money. They see somebody who has a lot of, secret gifts and talents that they're carrying around with them. They'll find some way to latch on to somebody else's wealth to make money. That's the secret. That's what they do. They find somebody who is really gifted and talented. They'll find some kind of way to latch on to somebody's gifts and talents to make money off of them. Some kind of secretive way they'll find some kind of way to make money off of them. So let's see what else. What else we got going on, Source? What else we got? What else we got going on? But something has come to an end. Something has come to an end. Something has come to an end. So, like again, you're closing out the cycle in love. Something has come to an end. But something has been exposed. Something has already been exposed. It's already ended. That's what a death card is. It has ended because enough people are trying to go through a metamorphosis, a very powerful transformation, and too many dreams are dying because people are being chained to something. It's like a spiritual contractual agreement that people didn't even realize they were signing. It's never authorized. People are, taking back their power from this dark magic, right? There's a difference between teaching people about dark magic and there's a difference in practicing it, right? And practicing dark magic. There's a difference. That's why on my channel, I'm telling like stay away from practicing any kind of dark magic whatsoever. Take yourself to sleep. Go to bed. Get your rest. Say your prayers, break these spiritual contracts with these energies, have God to protect you so you can protect your future. This is 11th house, right? Protect your 11th house. 11th house is all about friendships, community, goals, hopes, wishes, awareness, humanitarianism, technology, the future, so you can protect your future. These energies are out here calling other people witches and they practicing dark magic while they sacrificing people. That's what a lot of people have in common. They sacrificing them and their kids. That's what this hangman energy out here came out twice because these energies are putting an end to people and their kids while they are getting rich, like they hit the jackpot, like they got it's a 2-for-1. Oh my God, them and their kids, they are really gifted and talented. Oh, we can make a lot of money off of them. So here comes the setup for failure, right? Character assassination. Let's start with some character. Let's talk about them behind their back. Let's find out what their let's find out what their demons are, right? You got to see this woodwind instrument in somebody's hand. Is it music? Let's find out in light. Let's find out what their shadow side is. Uh-huh. Determined. We'll make them a star, but we'll make them a star at the dark side of stardom, right? So let's start the game. Let's start the game of chess. If they want stardom, we'll make them a star, but it's the dark side of stardom. So somebody's playing God. So source is saying a cycle is closed out because the tower has already fallen. And so you're praying for the strength. You're praying for the strength of energies who get into these games. Here's the 7 of Wands here. And here we have the telepathy. Yeah. And we have telepathy because somebody knows exactly who's behind all of this. And so the spirit that's behind it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So something has come to an end. Something has come to an end. It's like people out here just, taking people's dreams away from them, showing no compassion whatsoever. So the spirit is just, like I said, this toxic energy. It's not divine energy at all. It's not source in it. It's like human playing other humans' gods. We're not each other's gods, right? So that's what this is. So somebody knows the spirit of whatever is behind something, and you're learning how to, somebody is really, really learning how to hang in there with two types of energies that does stuff like this. You're trying to hang in there. You and somebody are trying to hang in there, with two types of energies, but somebody has a very bitter ex lover who wants you. So it's time to start dating again for somebody. Somebody has a demon of lust. I don't know who that is, but you deserve the best. So crown chakra cleanse. Yeah, everything in moderation. So somebody found out what their demon was and used it against them. So that's how somebody got linked into something, right? So somebody found out what their demon was and just said they'll end them. They'll hang these energies out to dry. Found out what their demons were. So you became the sacrifice. So yeah, you became the sacrifice because money runs real deep for some energies. Yeah, money runs real deep for some energies. So source is saying somebody found out who these energies demons were and said, okay, you're gonna have to find somebody. Somebody gonna have to pay. So who would pay? So it's like somebody said, okay, so these two energies, you're gonna have to pay up. You're gonna have to pay up. It's like making a deal with a demonic spirit. It's not always in human form. Spirit is not always in human form. It doesn't always take human form, right? But it's an entity, right? Sometimes it does, but it just needs a host. Kind of like, and it goes by many names, but it's kind of like the movie Fallen. If you've ever seen the movie Fallen, right, with Denzel Washington, and something about your prayer warrior energy, right? Something has really increased your prayer life because you're praying for a tower a tower moment. Somebody could be praying for a tower moment because you're having a total recall of something. Something for you is generational. Something is coming back through the ages, like spiritual ages, like generationally is coming back through. That's the that's the generational cycle chain and curse that you're breaking. Something is coming back through generationally because it's like you've traveled through lifetimes to do this. Your spirit has traveled through lifetimes to do this. So it's like every time it's like this is unfinished business. So somebody must be somehow connected to something about your spirit is very connected to fairness and equality. It's connected to this youthful spirit. Something about you may dress in a youthful way. You may wear your hair in a very youthful way. I'm talking about you're very fair minded. You're not indecisive when it comes. That would be the low side of Libra. You're not indecisive when it comes to um, fairness and equality. Um, Somebody's learning how to do something alone versus, being connected to energies who, being energy that like have done things like to you behind your back, like who carry that same kind of spirit that does things behind, you know, like your back. So let me see. Somebody's a succubus spirit. She apologizes for betraying you, whoever she is. It's all becoming clear to you now. Who is this energy? Somebody's a Scorpio. Somebody's a Leo. Um, the Scorpio and Leo, they don't have to be those sun signs. When I'm reading cards, looking at some. I'm also connecting it with the houses as well. So something about fifth house and eighth house. Something for you, Libra. Um, Now who is this? Yeah, if you're high vibrating Libra, see, here's the thing. Here's the thing. High vibrating Libra. Something about the reason why you got Leo's card up here is something about your appearance, your physical appearance is youthful. So, somebody has a very youthful appearance, like somebody doesn't look their age. That's why the strength card is out here. So these two, this hangman card here, That's when we know that somebody has made many sacrifices to like keep up their maybe their physical appearance. Somebody looks like a teenager. That's why you have the that's why you have fire out here. Somebody is very responsible, but they look like a teenager. Okay. So that is a compliment to someone. But if it was a low vibrating Libra, that's why you got to know the difference between, like, you got to know what frequency that you're on. If it was a low vibrating Libra, it could be somebody who literally looks like their energy could come across as being like, the end. Every time it's all feels, everything feels like an ending. So it's like a grief, like grieving something. But every time the energy around something just feels like grief, just being around. If it was a low vibrating, because they're just so indecisive. And this is no particular Libra. This is saying that's how you know. Like somebody could have felt like that before. Like I remember when I was so indecisive, you like almost make yourself feel like, okay, I wish I could empty that part of myself. I didn't want to be so indecisive. So again, source is saying to you, you're responsible energy, but source has your back. Instead of you looking at it as like, okay, I got to have another human to have my back, source has my back. You are who they prayed for, is looking at your cards here. Who is this energy that you were in a relationship with somebody? A Scorpio and a Leo. Who is this? Somebody has two kids. So Scorpio rules eighth house. Eight. The number eight looks like a infinity symbol when you turn it to the side. So something like take on a chain reaction. So it's almost like when somebody is not telling you like everything that they could be involved in and you're still attached to the energy, it somehow attaches itself to you. Like their karma becomes your karma when they don't tell you what they're into, right? So that's why this is what this is. That is why source is saying you being a prayer warrior from now on, you're gonna start praying for stuff, praying for clarity. Like, okay, who is responsible for what is this? Who is responsible for something, right? You know, somebody being like the center of attention or being on stage or something, like who is responsible? Like somebody's gonna start asking more questions, like so you can make a clear decision about something. Who's responsible for these games like this? What is something like this duality of something? Just see this floor right here, the dark and light or something. Like who's responsible for this game of chess? Like who, right? Somebody's going to start asking who is behind, like who is controlling, like the what's y'all know what's this called, y'all? Anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. The puppets. Who's the puppet master? Who's doing? Somebody's gonna start asking who is controlling this, like who is. So you could have a new love coming across your path. That's if that's what you want. But something could feel like a homecoming for you, or like so, like I said, somebody could be getting married, whether it's you or somebody else, or you could be going to somebody's wedding, right? Or some kind of community something or celebration or whatever the case may be, where you're on stage doing something. Maybe you're making some kind of an announcement. It could be somebody else's situation going on here. Um, but somebody is not telling you what they are. This is where you're going to have to really pray and ask God for clarity and detach yourself from some energies because somebody's not telling you everything about something. So remember, time is relative, and Something could have already happened. Something, could be happening. But something is somebody saying it's time to start dating again. Somebody has a very lustful spirit, everything in moderation. Listen to your inner voice. But something around the eighth house, something around the eighth house. Yeah, something around renewal of somebody renewed something. I don't know what somebody could have renewed. That's what you're gonna have to go to the source for a pray. Somebody renewed something around sexuality, death, transformation, shared finances, some kind of inheritance, some kind of loans, the occult, mystery, or intimacy. Like somebody is, see this car right here? Maybe doing something behind somebody's back that they're not aware, two people's back that somebody's not aware of. Something is happening that somehow, somebody's not telling you about, that's creating somebody nightmares for two energy. Somebody's not telling you, but there's somehow you're chained to something that you're gonna have to go and listen to your inner voice. Something is telling you, like, okay, I'm about to listen to something. I'm about to pay attention. Like, okay, I don't like being confused. I don't like being confused. I don't like, I have to start paying attention to something. Something is, because I need to understand the spirit behind something. Because something is not. So I could be talking to somebody who is very high vibrational, who we could somehow connected to someone's seventh house, who is low vibrational, who you would have their back, but they wouldn't have your back. And somebody needs to understand like the difference. So the polarity to your sign is Aries, which is first house. Somebody took one look at you and saw how fair-minded you would be when it comes to something and says, oh, okay, that person, you know, they have an eye for aesthetically pleasing people, places, and things. It's like somebody was playing everybody like a chess game, like a pawn in a chess game. So invite help, and that's through prayer. Invite help. Invite the divine to pursue you. Seriously, just say, I'm finally ready, God. Pursue me for real. Like, because all the pieces are there, like all the clarity for somebody is right there. It's just like, okay, now wait a minute. What the thing for air signs is finding who and what you have in common with people. Who, okay, let me start grabbing sheets of paper. Who do I know in common? Who these energies are in common? Okay, let me start putting a list together. Okay. Am I hearing one side of a story and not another side of the story? Am I hearing that somebody is super bitter, but I ain't hear the other side of the story? Because there's always two sides, right? And then there's source, the creator. Somebody is definitely responsible with linking somebody unknowingly to their income. They did something to link themselves to two people's income without them knowing it. So it's time for you to connect with the earth. Go outside and recharge from the earth. It's like you're charging from the earth. And so that's your quiet time. You're an air sign. Get out in the air by yourself. Since somebody is really focusing on their independence, get out in the air by yourself, you know, and just like I said, journal your thoughts, even if it's through like, what is it called on your phone when you're speaking your voice notes? Like, even if you're doing your voice notes, because that's how somebody is going to learn how to declutter, their lives during this moon in Scorpio, moving into the moon in Sagittarius, to raise your frequency so that you're not chained to other people's. Because I feel like if you're a high vibrating Libra, somebody is trying to hide up under your balance, but their energy is throwing you out of balance. Being connected to somebody's energy is throwing you out of balance. Somewhere in this, somebody has two kids, according to this card right here. I don't know who has two kids. Maybe you got two kids, or somebody got two kids, and somebody feel like they hit the jackpot. But somebody feel like they hit the jackpot because I'm looking at the cards. I'm feeling like somebody feel like, okay, financially they hit the jackpot because they see their money growing in multiple ways, where they feel like they can compete. They can kind of compete in certain circles. They can feel like they got the person that's bringing in some money. They feel like they chain some other people to something where they don't know that they're being making them money behind the scenes, and they doing something that people don't know about. Something is happening that somehow you're somehow being chained to something. And I say chain, it's a chain reaction. It's not like you may not even be getting any money for something. You may not even know. Somebody is doing something, sacrificing people in secret, in hiding. So whoever somebody is with, that's whose energy you're praying for the strength of um, somebody, you know. Here we have the Queen of Pentacles here. So somebody is kind of a homebody, because that's the kind of energy this energy goes after. People who are pretty much homebodies. They stay in the home. They think they stacking their money in barrels. And that's what this energy kind of goes after. People who are really homebodies. They think they just stacking their money, making money. They kind of to themselves. You know, they may have been in survival mode from something. They may have been going through something. This energy comes in like they are just very nurturing. They feel like they hit the jackpot, but they also secretly doing other stuff, chaining themselves, aligning themselves with other energies to make multiple streams of income off of people's backs. Somehow you're somehow connected, chained to in some way. And so it's saying it's time to stop talking to certain people and go take a walk by yourself and find out what people are doing at night. What people are doing at night. Invite help. Invite help. But some people do legitimately have night jobs. They what kind of night jobs that some people have. They, you know, going to work, whatever. But some people out here, they got, you know, they're carrying stuff, you know, at night. And source keeps trying to wake you up to something. So it keeps trying to wake you up to something. So it's like talk to somebody, like talk to people that people got in common with this energy. You missing somebody. You're not talking to certain people that some people got in common with people. So I feel like decluttering somebody's life is going to help clear your mental, create mental space where you can start talking to some people. Like if you're going to talk, you be journaling. It's like, who have I missed? Who am I not talking to? You know, who am I not talking to? This energy playing games. Games are being played. I'm talking to this, oh, to everybody else, but I didn't talk to certain energies. You're somebody just looking at one side of something, like who people have in common, but somebody didn't talk to. Somebody's not talking to people directly. That's what Source is saying. Connect with the earth. Get outside, get some fresh air, talk to people directly, get to know people, talk to people. Put an end to the staying in the house all the time. Start talking to people. Get out the house, get some sunlight, recharge from the sunlight, get out in the air. That's your element. See how beautiful Venus, your ruling planet Venus. Venus is everywhere, the beauty of everything around you, right? So you can start loving and accepting yourself. And but that's what this energy is like. Energy like to, you know, anybody who likes to stay in the house, like stay in their shell. That could be a significant shell, like staying in the shell. Like see the shell right here. Like somebody who likes to stay in their shell. You could be a person who likes to stay in your shell. So that could be of significance, what you have in common with people who like to stay in the shell, right? So source is saying somebody got some secrets going on, and one is chaining you to something, so that you are not aware of something. You're not aware. Either you work in a legal field or you're a Libra, or you're very connected to your seventh house. But somebody could be doing a disservice to themselves because something could be going on behind your back that you're not aware of legally, because your card is the Justice card. From some energies, you're not aware of something going on behind your back, that's doing an injustice to you. But that's where that sort of like, okay. For somebody it could be like, that's where you feel like somebody could have like uh this this Ten of Swords, like really asking for help. Like something is confusing for somebody. But I feel like I don't know who I'm talking to. I'm just reading the cards here, but adjust your crown because I feel like somebody has not, because I'm steadily looking at this three. Three looks like lips when you turn it to the side. Somebody is like, you need to talk to somebody. Like you need to talk to somebody to end something. It's like you need to talk to somebody directly. This right here, this one right here, like one. It's like somebody. It's almost like if you talk to one person, that'll put an end to everything for you. Like all of these cards laid out here, I don't know who I'm talking to. All these cards laid out here, it's almost like somebody has been just putting all this energy into something, but had you somebody talk to one energy, that would have completely created mental stuff. That would have decluttered everything for you. Something would have been so crystal clear, it would have been like a bell went off. That's what I'm looking at here. So that's where you're inviting help. You're inviting help. All somebody is listening to are a bunch of lies about energies. Like somebody's a garden tool. Somebody's, all they like is, listen to a bunch of lies. See, but somebody's not telling you that what they're into. They're into. Mm. So yeah, you're inviting help. So you can break some kind of generational cycle chain of curse of just believing anything you hear to a point of indecision. That indecision can save somebody's life because something about is like tugging on you. Libras are cardinal signs, like Cancers, Capricorns, and Aries are all cardinal signs. Something about your energy is almost like it's like it can't close something out. Like something is like, okay, I feel like I got something. I feel like I got to declutter something. Like something don't make sense. Something is not making sense to somebody. Something's not making sense. So that's what I have for you. So think of whoever one energy you haven't talked to, but somebody built strong. Somebody has an innate spiritual understanding of something. That's that number 5 right there. Somebody hadn't talked to somebody, and that's one in 5 is 6. Somebody has not talked to somebody's parent, and somebody hasn't talked to somebody's child or children. That's who you haven't talked to because they have physical something that somebody has not decluttered yet. That's all I got for you in this reading. That'll put an end to something. Somebody hasn't talked to somebody yet because somebody is like, something is just like almost doesn't even make sense to somebody. 844. Feel secure in the divine. So it's basically like get focused. You're safe, but get focused. Like get real focused. Like laser focused. Because somebody is dealing with two energies. One succumbs to passive and powerless behavior. The other one is egotistical, materialistic, and forceful. Right. Um, And so we got 4-4 here, but both of them, both of these energies, is their way of the highway. They've both gotten to the dark side of the number 8. So that's where your focus needs to come in. So if you feel safe, somebody feels unsafe. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you feel like you're operating in faith, somebody else is operating in fear. Again, duality. Again, operating in duality. So for different reasons. 8 is Leo's card, right? But somebody thought something was all fun and games. Somebody who is meek. This strength card right here. That's why somebody's praying for people's strength because somebody thought something was all fun and games, until it wasn't fun and games. Somebody's dealing with somebody who could have a very bullying spirit here, who somebody is just kind of like not taking any kind of action, just being in prayer warrior mode because, again, of what two energies are threatening, not out of fear, but just trusting source, right? But somehow whether you're in the legal field or whether you are a Libra or very in tune with your 7th house, right? Somebody is adding you to something and they're enemy, they're doing something behind your back, putting you so like in enemy zone, like putting you into something. So let's close this out. Somebody is not talked to somebody's parent or parents and some have not talked to somebody's child or children. That's gonna be the key there. They are going to add structure. Somebody is laser focused. Two energies are very laser focused, and they will add some structure to everything that seemed like it was confusing for somebody. Going to add complete and total structure. So source is saying, be still. Whenever you see this right here, this yellow right here, somebody it's gonna literally it's gonna be like a light bulb went off. Like somebody shined the sun on something. It's gonna be so clear to somebody, so clear to somebody that somebody took some kind of action to keep themselves and possibly their kids safe. It's gonna tie something together for somebody. And we're talking about the light side of fire. So So I'm sharing a lot of information with you all because I know a lot of cross watchers watch. There's some energies who are, like I said before, Neptune here is when we talk about the death card, we're talking about an obsession. Somebody is obsessed with ending two energies because they've already gotten what they need. They've already done something behind two people's backs to make money off of these energies. And so sources saying they would actually make more money if the energies aren't here. They're waiting for some kind of opportunity. So they're making money somehow already without somebody knowing exactly how they're making money to report it some kind of way. Somehow you are involved in something that you may not even know about. And if it's a dark Libra that's involved, like a low vibrating Libra that's connected to it, watching videos, they're alerting people. I don't necessarily worry about that when I film videos because everything is already, the energy has already been sent out. Meaning that when you're dealing with prayer warrior energy, I'm going to just leave it right there. But some energies that, like I said, this is just just take it for whatever it means for you, right? Somebody has to be very careful of who they're aligning themselves with because something is a chain reaction. Something is a chain reaction. There's some energies that you are somehow connected with that's not telling you everything. They're saying that they love you and all of this other stuff, but they're not telling you everything. So you must be giving somebody a job or money or something you're doing, something you're giving. So you must be increasing somebody's worth or wealth. You must be inspiring them or something. You must have made them feel worthy of something. You must have inspired. So their worth in terms of something about them being connected to you increases their worth or their value, but they're doing something. I'm telling it's coming through too strong in this reading. It's coming through too strong in this reading. There it is, Tower. Somebody really needs to pray. Somebody's a prayer warrior. Somebody really needs to pray because Source is trying to give you some information. Somebody is so addicted to money that they don't care who they get involved in. They will bring a whole corporation down as long as they feel like they are in a yeah, somebody hasn't talked to who they really need to talk to. That's what this is. And I'm quite sure those energies they watch. They are this Tower card lets me know they're obsessed. They're obsessed. This is a whole group of energies that watch. It's familiar spirits. These are types of energies that literally will move into an apartment complex, upstairs, downstairs, next doors, to people to listen in on people's conversations. They want to hear stuff. They constantly watch readers. They want to see who's listening to what. Oh, did you watch so and so? What would you hear? Somebody is going to have to learn how to be by themselves, take walks by yourself, keep your mouth closed, stay close to the cuff, ask source for clarity, learn how to journal. You might gonna have to learn how to journal and get outside, talk, meet people. Stop believing everything you hear, especially if you're high vibrational. It's like some energies don't want you to get to somebody. They don't want you to get to one energy in particular got all the answers. They can take you back to an exact date, exact incident, exact everything. So I don't know who this is, but um, yeah, it's a lot of stuff floating through the air. Yeah, somebody this skyline. This looks like New York. This looks like New York skyline. So somebody's across the water. That would be Jersey. That's what it looks like on this picture here. It could be that. It could be Chicago. But somebody's out a lot at night, hoodie on. But see, somebody has already been alerted. This is across a body of water, right? So they have to. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna leave that alone. Just pray about it. Pray about it. The source will give you the clearest responses. So some things I have to leave off of social media because I need you need to go directly to your creator. I didn't create you, so that will give you the clearest answers to everything. Because it's a reason why the creator created you the way the creator did. Like, so if you feeling indecisive, that's what source is like. Okay, something is unfinished for you. That's why this right here, source is saying declutter, because it's something you need to talk to somebody about something. It's like somebody just has it, but you need to talk to somebody by yourself. Somebody's trying to get you away from. So it's like this energy is out at night. I mean, you need to get out during the day. That is what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful because some energies are going through a tower moment right now. You're in a very vulnerable state right now, but that doesn't mean you're not the only person that's going through a tower moment right now. Some energies are very thirsty. As well as fires out here, they're very thirsty for some energies. And so you need to invite help through prayer. So some kind of a new partnership, job / love is near for you. And you don't need to operate in fear. Somebody really needs to operate in faith. So I'm not talking about religion here. I'm talking about really tune into what your beliefs are, who your creator, a higher power. Because somebody's been telling a whole lot of lies for a reason. Somebody that you're connected to has been telling a whole lot of lies about either somebody you've never met. That's what I'm picking up here in the cards, or because somebody's obsessed with ending someone, two energies. They're obsessed with it because it would actually make a group of energies more money. So, but just like you're protected, they're protected as well. They're protected. So if somebody says you need to talk to somebody, that's all I can tell you. You need to talk to somebody. They can clear something up for you in a minute. In 1 minute. See that number one right there? They can clear it up for you in 1 minute for real. They help you move from 5 to 6 and end it. End something. End some kind of generational cycle chain or curse or being confused. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna leave on this reading here. And so Source will keep giving you signs. Whoever I'm talking to, I don't know who I'm talking to, but whoever. Source will keep giving you signs. So listen to your inner voice. So adjust your crown. Somebody has a very lustful spirit. So somebody's been lying, and somebody else has a very lustful spirit. But yeah, you'll get it. All right, bye.